Hello guys, welcome to your very first C++ tutorial. Now in this tutorial series, I am going to consider that you have absolutely no idea what C or C++ is. Oh wait, did I just scare you by saying C? Don't worry, I'll tell you all you need to know. Now here's the thing guys, I have been playing around with C++ for almost 3 years now and I still don't know many of its features, alright? So it's practically impossible for me to tell you everything about C++ in this series. But don't worry, I'll tell you all the basics and everything that you need to know to kickstart your C++ journey. Okay, so let's get started. What I planned for this tutorial is I'll show you two sample programs, alright, so that you actually get to know what C++ can do. After you have an idea of what all you can do and what C++ is actually capable of, I'll tell you where to get the required software from. Don't worry, it is absolutely free. Alright, let's go ahead then. So here's the first program which I wanted to show you people. Now this is basically the easiest program which one can make on C++. So let's go ahead and see what it does. It simply prints hello on the screen. Alright, and here's the next one. Now this program is basically a school project which I made during my 12th class. Alright, so as you can see, this is a pretty long piece of code. Alright, but don't worry, it's very easy. And guess what guys, you will be making this code in the end of this tutorial. Alright, I'll tell you how to make the snakes and ladders game, which is basically this code, in the last few tutorials. So let's go ahead and see what this code actually does. That's Saregamapa, as you might have guessed. So look here guys, all these awesome graphics, all the snakes, ladders, all the text with different fonts, the background color, everything is made exclusively in C++. Alright, this is the instruction screen. Alright, spacebar to roll the die. Here we go. The die shows 1. There we get a pointer on 1. Good. The die shows 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we'll get the pointer on 2. Let's take one more step. The die shows 3. So we get it on 5. Exactly. So that's basically what this code does. Alright. So as you can see, just from printing a simple text on the screen to actually making a game, you can do anything you want on C++. Alright. Now let me tell you where to get the software from. Alright, just go to this link right here. When you'll click on this link, the download will start automatically. Alright, so once you have downloaded the setup, I have mine right here. Let me just guide you through the installation process. Now what I want you to do is I want you to pay a close look at all the various files which this process will show us. Alright, I want to tell you something interesting. Okay, obviously English, I agree. Next. Just one thing, I just remember this path. Alright, C program files DevC plus pp. Alright, and one as I said, just pay attention to these files right here. Right, so as you can see, pacman.exe, there are a few programs which come pre-installed in DevC++. Alright, so there are few codes, like I made snakes and ladders, so you get pacman and a few more, some rainbow app and all, so that you actually can see what you can make with C++. Alright, just like the two sample programs which I showed you earlier, except I made them myself. Okay, so by the time the setup is running, I want to mention someone right now. Alright, so just for your knowledge, whichever operating system you are using currently, be it Windows, be it Mac, be it Ubuntu, Android, Red Hat, anything, it has C++ somewhere inside it. Alright, because all the modern languages with which these operating systems are now written on have basically been inherited from C++. Okay, so there is a bit of C++ still used in these operating systems, and this man right here is the one who actually wrote C++. Alright, he's behind everything related to C++. The name's Bajan Stroutstrup. Alright, that's the name. Let's go ahead with our setup. Alright, so now as you can see there are many .h extension files here, like you can see limits.h, and you will see a few more after a while. Alright, so what the .h basically stands for is, h means header. Alright, they are header files. Now there are certain functions which are already defined for us to use them directly. Alright, for example, if you want to print something on the screen or take an input or something like that, or even power exponentiation or square root and all that, you don't have to actually write programs for that, because C++ provides us with certain functions which we can use as it is. So these functions are stored in these .h extension files. Alright, so the input output functions are in a file called iostream. The mathematical functions are stored in the file called math.h and all that. So we need to include these header files whenever we want to use those functions. Alright, and one more thing guys, uh, during these tutorials, if I tell you to do something, like I want you to try out a few codes before, before going to the next tutorial or something, make sure you do that, okay? Because I am very sure you won't understand everything unless you do whatever I tell you to. Alright, if I say ki try a few programs out, I'll give you the programs, don't worry. So if I say ki I'll try out a few programs before watching the next tutorial, please do so. Alright, so that if you go by my, if you follow me properly, I promise you will get to learn a lot in this tutorial series. Alright, finally the setup is completed. Just hit run DevC++ and click finish. So as you can see, we get a hello world sample program right here. Don't worry, we'll make our very own in the next tutorial. English, of course. Next, you can change the font if you wish. I prefer consolas. I prefer the classic look. The new icons, just hit next. You can customize it any way you want. In this page guys, just make sure you only click this recommended button. Alright, because if you hit click the first one, it will take a lot of time and we don't actually need all that. Okay, so just hit the recommended button and click next. Okay, so here's what DevC++ actually looks like.